Honours were just about even at the end of the opening day of the LV County Championship clash between Derbyshire and Essex in Chesterfield, a day when Wes Durston had to retire hurt after being hit on the head by Graham Napier in a fiery spell that changed the complexion of this contest. Wayne Madsen batted first after winning the toss at this delightful ground in Queen's Park, and he would have been viewing this day as a new start for his team, one which has had to deal with a lot of off-the-field problems from the outset, which has naturally not helped them on the field. Local lad Ben Slater was included for his first game of the summer after the retirement of Stephen Moore, and he and Paul Borrington opened the game up with a steady stand of 39 runs in the first 13 overs. Borrington had made 23 of those when he was the first man to fall, strangled down the leg side by Tom Moore, giving James Foster the first of his 5 catches, having equalled a club record with 9 in his last outing. Some laughter followed when Ravi Bapara was given the ball. This was his first delivery, one that pitched somewhere near South Yorkshire, much to Jesse Ryder's amusement at slip. But Derbyshire weren't laughing when Moore then trapped Slater in front, his innings coming to an end after 82 minutes in which he'd scored 13 runs. That brought in Shivnarine Chanderpaul, back from his time in Test cricket in the Caribbean, and he edged his first delivery for 4. He'd made 15 on his return when he was LBW to Reece Topley, leaving the crease with his side on 80 for 3 and in a spot of trouble. But the tough situation was turned into a much better one for the home side as Madsen and Durston began to turn this game around with an excellent 4th wicket partnership. Madsen hasn't been at his very best this season, just 150 and 100 from 15 championship innings prior to this one emphasises that point, but here he looked back to his best. It cannot have been a very easy season for him thus far, but Derbyshire now have a chance to put their troubles firmly behind them and look to a more positive future. Durston was helping that. Back in the championship team for the first time since April, he looked in fine fettle against an Essex attack which was without Monty Panesar, who'd been dropped, and David Masters. With both Worcestershire and Hampshire to play, Essex have not given up on promotion yet, and they came into this match on the back of a resounding victory over Gloucestershire. Durston and his captain were now holding them up as the home side were fighting back strongly. The partnership between these two was heading towards 3 figures, and both batsmen were now used to the conditions, something all players have to do, even the home ones, when playing at an outground such as this one in Chesterfield. Madsen was first to his 50, and it came in an over from Ryan Tenduscarter. The Derbyshire captain took a couple of runs off the all-rounder to reach his 50 off 110 balls, an innings including 8 fours. It was an important knock from the talented batsman who's performed so admirably over the last few years for his county. Durston reached his own half-century in real style with a 6 off Tim Phillips, given an outing in the championship side at the expense of Panesar for the first time this year. Durston had needed 82 balls for his 50. He'd also hit 8 fours as well as that maximum. These two took the total to 222 for 3 at tea, their partnership moving on to 142, and 4 more runs were added before, on 74, Durston took a fearful blow on the head, one which soon saw him head off to hospital. It was the moment that changed the day. Napier had decided to fire on all cylinders after the break, and 2 balls after Durston was helped from the pitch, the bowler had Alex Hughes taken behind by Foster. Gareth Cross then went on the attack against Topley, but pulled a short ball to Greg Smith after making just a couple. Napier then struck twice more in successive overs. David Wainwright fended a ball to Smith to go for 5, while Madsen's resistance was ended on 90 when he nicked off to Napier, meaning that Derbyshire had slipped from 226 for 3 when Durston was hurt to 255 for 7. That became 267 for 8 when Tony Palladino gave Foster yet another catch, this time off Bapara. And with Durston unable to return, the innings was over as Foster claimed catch number 5 and his 40th dismissal of another superb season to get shot of Tom Taylor off the bowling of Napier, who ended with fine figures of 4 for 44. Derbyshire were all out for 275, the last 6 wickets earning only 49 runs, and that left Essex 11 overs to survive, but Tom Wesley lasted only 3 balls before he turned a delivery from Mark Footitt to Slater. The remaining 45 minutes saw Nick Brown and Bapara blocking, with this a rare moment of aggression from the former, who faced 36 balls for his 6 runs before stumps were drawn. Clearly this is a pitch which helps a bowler who puts his back into his deliveries, and Essex will not be given runs on the second day. They'll resume their innings on 25 for 1, which means that they'll arrive on the second morning trailing by 250 runs. Of course, we all wish Durston the very best and a speedy recovery.